consider this other trinomial. We have x squared plus x minus 30 equals to 0. Here the coefficient of x squared here is 1. The coefficient of x here is 1. Here we have negative 30 as the constant. So we need two numbers that will multiply to negative 30 and add to positive 1. So let's start with factors of negative 30. What are the two numbers that will multiply to give us negative 30? So we start with factors of 30. Then we can flip the signs. We have 30. 1 times 30 will give us 30. Then we add the negative sign here. So we have negative 1 times 30 will give us negative 30. Then negative 1 plus 30 will not give us 1. So this is cancelled. So let's take 1 and negative 30. 1 times negative 30 will give us negative 30, and 1 plus negative 30 will never give us 1. So this is cancelled also. So let's take the other factors. We have 2 and 15. 2 times 15 will give us 30. So when we attach the sign, let's attach the negative sign here. We have negative 2 times 15 will give us negative 30. That is good. But negative 2 plus 15 is 13. So it's incorrect. So let's have our 15, our positive 2 here, and we have our negative 15. 2 times negative 15 is negative 30, but 2 plus negative 15 is negative 13. So it's still out of the line. So let's consider the other factors. Let's consider 3 and 10. So you have 3 times 10 is 30. So let's attach the negative sign here. Negative 3 times 10, we have negative 30. Then negative 3 plus 10, negative 3 plus 10 is 7. So it's not 1. Then let's flip the signs. We have 3 and negative 10. 3 and negative 10, this is out of the line. 3 times negative 10 is negative 30. Then 3 plus negative 10 is negative 7. So it's out of the line. Let's consider 5 and 6. 5 times 6 is 30. Let's have negative here attached. So negative 5 times 6 is negative 30. Good. Then negative 5 plus 6. Negative 5 plus 6 is like 6 minus 5, which is equals to 1. So this satisfies the condition. So negative 5 and 6. Then we have x minus 5 and x plus 6 equals to 0. So let's equate each of the factors to 0. We have x minus 5 equals to 0 and x plus 6 equals to 0. So let's solve for x here. If we take this negative 5 across this equality sign, it will change to positive 5. So we have x equals to 5. And if we take this positive 6 across this equality sign, it will change to negative 6. So you have x equals to negative 6. So our x is 5 and negative 6. Now, if you want to check if you are right, if you substitute 5 into this particular equation, 5 minus 5 is 0. Then 5 plus 6 here is 11. But since we have 0 here, the 0 will multiply, then everything will be 0. That is correct. Then if you consider negative 6 here, negative 6 minus 5 is negative 11. Then negative 6 plus 6 is 0. So this 0 will multiply everything, then you have 0. So this is also correct. Now let's take this other example. We have 10x squared minus 11x minus 6 equals to 60. 10x squared minus 11x minus 6 equals to 0. This is an interesting one. Now the coefficient of x squared here is 10. Then we have the coefficient of x here is negative 11, and we have the constant as negative 6. Okay, so you use this coefficient of x squared to multiply this. So you have 10 times negative 6 equals to negative 60. So always multiply the coefficient of x squared when it's more than 1 with this particular constant here whenever you have a trinomial like this. When the coefficient is more than 1, multiply it with the constant you have here whenever you have an equation like this, a trinomial. So here we have negative 60. So we need two numbers that will multiply to negative 60 and add to negative 11. Multiply to negative 60 and add to negative 11. Multiply to negative 60, add to negative 11. So let's have our negative 60 here. Factors of negative 60, factors that will multiply to negative 60. So let's start with 1 and 60. 1 times 60 will give us 60. So when we attach a negative sign here, we have negative 1 times 60 will give us negative 60. But negative 1 plus 60 is 59. So it's not negative 11. So this out. Then let's flip the signs. We have 1 and negative 60. 1 times negative 60 is negative 60, but 1 plus negative 60 is negative 59. It's out of the line also. Let's consider 2 and 30. 2 and 30, 2 times 30 is 60. We attach the negative sign here. Negative 2 times 30 is negative 60. Then negative 2 plus 30. Negative 2 plus 30 equals to 28, which is not correct. Let's flip the sign. We have 2 and negative 30. 2 times negative 30 is negative 60. Then 2 plus minus 30 equals to negative 28, which is out of the line. Let's consider 4 and 15. 4 times 15 is 60. So let's attach the sign here. Negative 4 times 15 is negative 60. Good. Then negative 4 plus 15 is positive 11. So this is not correct. Let's flip the sign. We have 4 and negative 15. 4 times negative 15 is negative 60. Then 4 plus negative 15 equals to negative 11. This is correct. So we are using this. Okay? So 4 and negative 15. So you have 10x squared. Instead of negative 11x here, you write this 4 plus 4x minus 15x minus 6 equals to 0. So instead of this negative 11x here, you write out the factors. This 4 and negative 15 here. So you have plus 4x minus 15x, because the 4 here is plus and the 15 here is negative. That's why you have negative 15x minus 6 equals to 0. Now group them. You factorize by grouping. Factorize by grouping and find the GCF. Here the GCF is equals to 2x. If you consider this, the GCF equals to 2x. So you have your 2x outside. Then you have your 10x squared divided by 2x. 10 divided by 2 equals to 5. X squared divided by x equals to x. So you have 5x. Then you come back to this. You have 4x divided by 2x. So you have your 4x divided by 2x, which equals to 2. Then consider your GCF here. It is -3. Then you have -15x divided by -3. Negative cancel negative. Then 15x divided by 3 equals to 5x. So you have your 5x. Then you have -6 divided by -3. 6 divided by 3 is 2, because negative will cancel negative and you have your 2. So when you have two common brackets, you take one of the brackets. So you have here 5x plus 2, and you consider the GCFs. 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay? The next thing is for you to equate each of these factors to 0 and solve for x. So you have 5x plus 2 equals to 0, and 2x minus 3 equals to 0. So let's use this side. So 5x plus 2 equals to 0. Here we have positive 2 here. When it crosses equality sign, it changes to -2. So you have 5x equals to -2. For it to solve for x, we divide both sides by 5. 5 will cancel 5, and our x equals to -2 over 5. And let's consider this other factor. We have our 2x minus 3 equals to 0. Then our 2x, when this -3 crosses equality sign, it changes to positive 3. So we have 2x equals to 3. Then we divide both sides by 2. We divide both sides by 2. So our x, these 2 will cancel 2, and our x equals to 3 over 2.